Congresswoman Love, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
What is your advice for someone, particularly a woman, who is thinking about running for office? Do you have advice that you can offer?
There are a lot of people out there who will say, just because you're a woman, I dealt with this a lot actually, that you're not experienced enough. Even though I had this just well-rounded background in marketing and running a city, I still, when I was running for Congress, just because, I don't know why, but it was just like, well, she doesn't have the experience. Well, I went from not just the legislative branch on the city council, but also the executive branch as a mayor. People will tell you that you're not experienced enough. And I have to say that just living in a place, sending your kids to school, going to the doctor's office, shopping at the local grocery store, putting gas in your car, you have enough experience to know what's going around, to know what to do and how to fix it. So I would say, don't ever let anyone tell you that you're not qualified or you don't have the experience, because if you find something that you really want to do, that you really want to fix, then lean into that and go for it.
In your opinion, what's also holding women back from executive positions such as governor, the presidency, and/or those kinds of positions in business like CEO or running a company?
Well, I actually, there are great women out there that are doing some great things. And I think with what we see on TV, I'll give you a great example. My kids came with me to see Black Panther. And it was one of the first times that my daughter said, my favorite scene was when this man asked this woman, they were in a relationship, he asked this woman, would you kill me for your country? And she said, yes. And he bowed in front of her. And she said it was the first time in her lifetime that she recognized women in a role of not just patriotism, but empowerment. And I would say this, if you know your place, if you can find your niche in life, if you can find what you can offer society, not just for your family, but something that would really do something for your fellow man, and you're confident in that, then you realize that there's a role that everyone can play, including men. You're not victimized, you're empowered, because you know that this is your niche, this is your gift to society, and you feel like your life, you've left your mark somehow. You've left your mark not just for you, but whoever's looking up to you.
What are the biggest issues that you think are out there facing the future of food and agriculture in America?
Oh, gosh. Well, we just actually talked about this when we're looking at different bills and NAFTA and renegotiating NAFTA. We have to make sure that we're protecting our agriculture. The last thing we want to do is be dependent on other countries for our food. What
should the government's or the EPA's role be in ensuring that we are protected from harmful chemicals in our food or anything that we buy?
Now you have to understand, you have to remember where my principles come from, right? I think that before we even get to the EPA, I think the problem is a lot of us don't feel as individuals that we have a responsibility to make sure that we take care of this land. So I think it starts from the individual, and it starts from the not just us. When we go camping, I make sure that I tell my kids to leave it better than we found it, and so it's our responsibility to make sure that we are being responsible with our resources. And then the states, we go in to tell the states that you have to do what you can to make sure. Think about Utah and the beauty of the landscapes that we have here. One of the reasons why I started running is because I love trail running. I have a dog that runs trails with me. It's just peaceful, and to be able to run and enjoy the beauty of the landscapes, well, I have a responsibility to make sure that I do everything I can to preserve that.
And I love hearing the passion in your voice when you talk about going camping or going running, trail running with your dog. Yeah. You seem to really love and feed off the nature here.
It's a quality of life. You know, what's great about this state is that there's a quality of life that we have to preserve. There is nothing that is better than quality time without cell phones, without anything, where you're literally one-on-one with your kids and your family. And my husband and I love bringing our kids to the mountains because they're away from social media, they're away from all of these other things, and we're just with each other, and we're talking. And they can't get away from us.
Yeah, you have to have family quality time.
So
right?
that's why I'm really passionate about it, because it's, it's really, it's about quality time.
How do you make time for yourself and taking care of your health? And what are some of your other self-care rituals?
Well, besides running, it doesn't leave very much room for anything else. But, even as simple as taking some lavender oils or taking, frankincense or so many different things and just diffusing them and feeling, just breathing in some really good stuff. Camping, like I said, is a really good quality time with the family. Just that time is precious to me. I have so little of it. I want to make sure that the time that I spend with my family, my husband and my kids, are just great. We want to just have that quality time together.
How are people in Congress staying fit? Are you working out with other members of Congress, or are you mostly doing a routine that's running by yourself?
Gosh, I have specific members of Congress that I work out with.
Great.
I work out with Representative John Radcliffe, who is in the same building as I am in. It's actually a little safer for me to run with somebody. My husband likes the fact that he's running with me. I keep telling him that I have to stay faster just in case something happens. I can outrun him, and he can take care of the problem. But you have to get up early because my day starts at about 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So it's about being disciplined, getting up 6 o'clock, getting your day started. If I don't run, I'm not having a good day. It really just gets my mindset and gets me energized. I feel like I've got a lot of energy to run and to deal with my day. So you get up
What's the
early.
distance that you enjoy? Because you said you run with your dog. What tell me about the trail
Well, when I'm
distance you like.
home, I'm home on a Saturday, if I have a Saturday morning, there are times where my kids have gotten into running. So
Great.
Either they'll bike or they'll run with me. If I'm going long distances, I'll usually do, if I have enough time, I'll usually do about 7 or 8 miles in the trails. In Washington, I don't have as much time, so I'll do minimum 3 miles, maximum 6 or 7. But I don't have my dog with me out there.
Yeah, it's not as fun, right?
Not as fun, but it's nice to be able to run the mall once in a while. I know
beautiful.
From where I am, the Navy Yard, to the Lincoln Memorial and back is just a little over 6 miles. So
great.
That's a good. I can take, if I have an hour, I can do it and then come back.
Is that so that's a good distance. Do you enjoy any half marathons or marathons? Have you been competing at all?
Oh, I haven't competed in a while, but I'm doing my first Spartan race, which is an obstacle course. It's about 10 miles with 21 obstacles. So I'm going to get muddy and get dirty, but it's really nice to be able to add a little bit of, I have to spend time on strengthening now. So I have to
climb up walls?
I have to climb walls, climb ropes.
Exciting.
Or do 30 burpees.
Wow.
So I'm doing that with my husband, who is incredibly fit also.
Great.
I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah,
but I'm
I'd love to
excited
hear
about
it.
I'm excited. It's the first time we're going to do a Spartan race. It gets you out of the monotony of just running. Now we're getting into a little bit more strength. It'll be fun.
Is there any other message that you want to close on today that you would want to get out there for people that you feel is important?
Well, all of the challenges that we deal with today come from several things. I think one is the rising cost of healthcare, because I think as a society we've forgotten how to take care of ourselves. That's right. We've forgotten that there are great industries out there and great products out there that we could be making sure that we look out. Too many times we're reactive. Something happens and then we try and fix the problem instead of really getting out there. Type 2 diabetes is growing in this country, where we've got children that are more sedentary on video games, which is bad for the mind. When you've got these violent video games out there, it's horrible for the mind, it's horrible for the body. We need to get kids out there interacting with each other. And last but not least, I mean, if we're able to take care of our bodies and we're able to take care of our minds, and we're just kind and respectful, I think that's the last thing. If we take care of ourselves, we're able to take care of others.
Excellent.
And so I think that if we can concentrate on that in this country, I believe that we would be unstoppable as Americans.